We live in Portland and we walk outside where there's
Yeah.
the person stabbing you is like, glad to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
I love how, like, in the conversation of EDC or even gun ownership, you know, we just had this off camera, this conversation, and like the average person talks about it. This is not a shot against our cameraman, Austin, who we were just talking about this, but the average person has this philosophical idea that the person that's going to rob, rape, or murder you gives a fuck about what you think about the timeline of training and being comfortable with that firearm. The person with the knife that wants your wallet, he's very comfortable with that knife, even if he just picked it up off the street. He's comfortable with a pipe. He's comfortable with a brick. He's comfortable strangling you. So, you know, we're already at a grave disadvantage and behind the eight ball in terms of being responsibly armed. But you do need to make that decision sooner than later, because the person that potentially is going to do harm to you, your family, or the people around you, they don't have a moral dilemma. So for me, this is something that's very important to try and get that across to people. Just wanted to make that.
Yeah, absolutely. Predators are just that. They're predators. They go after the weakness of people. How you carry yourself dictates a lot. If you're on that cell phone, you're an easy target, right? Situational awareness, I fucking hate it. But if you're looking around a little bit more and you make eye contact with people, it lowers that down. Training aspect, of course, I'm a big advocate. Physical training, you know, if you're good at boxing, kickboxing, and then some type of wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo, where you have the capability of moving another body around to get them to the ground or keep yourself from going to the ground, take those two things. You're 100 steps above average individuals. Now, training with your firearm, how many times do you rep out of getting this gun out? Clothing dictates. I wear one jacket, it's my favorite jacket, but I have to make sure it's rolled up in the back a little bit because I can't get a perfect draw. So knowing what your clothing is. And then shadow boxing with a gun. So obviously clear firearm, utilize dummy guns. And then how do I draw when I'm on the ground? How do I draw if I'm in a defensive situation? How do I draw when I'm this close? Or if one-handed? You know, how do I get my garment up, get to my gun one-handed if I'm stopping somebody from stabbing me? Right? Because I'm like, oh, you got a knife? I can do that. Or oh, I got to get to this, stab, stab, stab. It's that aspect. So, you know, train that, you know, what is those worst case scenarios, get good at them now, or even practice them a little bit before hopefully it never happens, but happens. Yeah. You know, nobody wants to be on the ground first time and then just thinking about trying to get up instead of just getting to their gun.